What's up with it, y'all? It's JD and I'm back with another quick video. And today I want to talk about, approaching relationships with ego versus approaching relationships with love. And for the longest time, I'll probably say the majority of my life, I've been approaching my relationships with ego. It's been, I always want to hear that external validation from a woman. I always want to hear that, her giving me those compliments. Oh, you're so smart. You're so good looking. You're the best I've ever had in bed. These things can be addicting. And for me personally, that's where I went through a long period of my life where I was just running through women. And it was more so the ego than it was the actual satisfaction of being with these women, because it was just such an ego boost for me that I was hearing all these compliments, that I was hearing all these high praises. It's almost like you get caught up in this complex where you want this woman to view you as a god, like somebody that she looks up to, as if she's just, putting you on a pedestal. And it's something where, this can get wildly out of control, and it can actually ruin your long-term relationships as well. Because when you approach your long-term relationships like this, you're almost with this person because of what they can do for your ego, and not what they value, not what type of value they add to you as a human being and as a person. And it's not necessarily a situation where there's a lot of love being shared. It's more so a situation where you guys are kind of codependent on each other in terms of like, you might do something for this person, or this person might do something for you. And in my case, it was always like, this person is boosting my ego up. Because when it comes down, I had a conversation with one of my friends yesterday, because when it comes down to like, all the things that you want out of a relationship, and even in a short-term relationships as well, it's like, even if a woman is really good in bed, you're still going to be going out there chasing after that next fix, that next high. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you have a woman who's really good in bed, and maybe she cooks really well, or she does all these things, and even if you don't really want to take her too seriously, it's still somebody who you probably want to spend a lot of time with, because they actually offer something of value to you. But if you're caught up in that ego mindset, one woman like that is not enough. You need 10 of them. You know what I mean? So it's something that can really be toxic. And this is something that I heard from one of my strength and conditioning coaches, back in high school and college. And, he shared something that was, anything that we have in excess is poison. And when our ego allows us to start seeking out excess in terms of women, and in terms of all this validation, that validation, all these women that we have in our life, is going to be poison. It's going to be a toxic aspect of, relationships. And honestly, for me personally, I feel like I've turned a new leaf. I feel like I've, grown a lot on a mental level and on a spiritual level. And now I'm approaching a lot of my relationships with love, and especially the relationships I've been having with women. I'm trying to approach it with, a love mindset, and not necessarily an ego mindset. So everything about the women who I'm spending time with is all appreciated, and it's all love. So I'm not letting my ego get involved in it. And another thing about that ego stems from our insecurities. Everybody has insecurities. I have insecurities, you have insecurities, you know what I mean? All my friends have insecurities. We might not share those with everybody else, but we all have insecurities. And when we let our ego get involved, all these validations and all these, sleeping with all these women, all these things are pretty much just to cover up our insecurities. So don't let your insecurities get the best of you. Don't let your ego get the best of you. The ego is a good thing when you have it in a balance, because the ego is also that thing that pushes you to succeed. The ego is also that thing that pushes you to strive for greatness. But when you let that ego get out of control, you turn into like a megalomaniac. You can turn into somebody who's just, you have like a God complex, and you kind of want everybody to worship you, and this external validation just takes control of you. So what we need to do is focus on the internal, focus on the things that bring us joy, love, and happiness, and not focus on the external, the things that bring us validation. That's kind of where we can get caught up in doing things that aren't true to ourselves. But anyways, guys, hope everybody's having a great day out there. If you guys found value in this video, go ahead and share it with a friend. Hope everybody's doing great out there. I'll holler